We're live! Hello!
Oh, it says we are live! Hello,
Oh my
everyone!
gosh. Big disclaimer before we start. The internet here is very up and down. So,
Yes.
if we crash out, this might be a very short live session and
We'll
we don't have
see.
any control over it.
It's a big test here. Are we even stable? Let's see. There is another thing, which is that it's really, really hot here today in Saint Martin. So we've let the spray hood open to have a little bit of an airflow. So if you guys hear wind in the microphone, just say something. Just tell us so that we have a chance to make it a little better for everybody. Yeah. Hello and welcome to Saint Martin, where we had gone live 8 weeks ago.
From this exact same spot.
We have not moved.
Haven't moved.
You probably haven't moved either, I would imagine.
We have not moved, well, that's really all there is to say.
All right, so
What have we been doing in the last 8 weeks? That's the question.
Nothing.
That's not true. I have done a lot of boat projects in the last 8 weeks. Let's see, we put on new solar panels. I made a mobile solar panel unit. We installed a new power device. Don't know if I want to say much more.
Okay,
Maybe.
You've been very productive. Here is what I did. I just ate. I had some wine. What else did we? I slept. I don't know why, but I was like very tired. I was just sleeping all the time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I cleansed now and then. I would clean up the boat to make the house look okay. I spent a lot of time in front of my laptop, but
And you did edit.
I did edit.
Yes, you did.
It's true. Oh, hi Darcy and hi Jules. Oh, it's a lot of people. Oh, hi Sam. It's a lot of people that we know here. Oh, hi Anders.
The one thing that we did do, Sophie got through some other people here in the lagoon with us. We found the local distributor of beef, well, of all things food, I guess, like beef and seafood and things like that. Local distributor to all like the nice restaurants here. And well, all the restaurants are closed, and this is an island of tourism. So we started buying wholesale beef from the nice restaurant beef wholesaler. So we've actually ate some incredibly good meat, and a lot of it.
Yes.
I think we just finished our last batch of.
We did. It's probably time to refill. Anyways, guys, it's sundowner time. It's happy hour. I hope that you have your beers or your beverage of choice. I am right now opening a bottle of Bordeaux 2017, which will keep my spirit lubricated for the for the whole time of this. You want some? Oh no! I broke the cork. Oh, this is not good. I should have done this before starting the live. Oh well. Anyways,
It's a good French girl there.
We just thought that it had been a really long time, and I don't know about you, but lockdown, even on a boat, was not fun. So we just thought that we would chat with you for, as long as you want, and we would have sundowners together, watch the sunset, and share some time. Really, there isn't much more to it. It's we've been missing you a little bit. We haven't been very active on social media.
No, I have to move this. We decided to take a little bit of your daily vlogging of the Atlantic and just have some time to ourselves as we try to work through this lockdown period. But we're slowly making inroads. Sophie and I have a plan. I guess we can talk about it. We're trying to get back to Sweden for the summer and fall to take a bit of a break. We've been on the boat for getting close to 18 months now, and we would like to go back. But getting back is a challenge, so that is yet to be determined how we're going to do that.
Yes. So, hey guys, you decide what you want to talk about. The lockdown, as Frank said, was a little bit difficult on us for many reasons. I'm currently editing a video that is going to come out on Tuesday, where I talk a little bit about how lockdown looks like for us. It seems like around the world we are starting to see not the end of it, but at least some type of relaxation of the rules, which we are also experiencing here in the Caribbean. And we want to call it the end of the lockdown. It's hopefully what it is. But yeah, for us, it's been looking. I don't know. We've had several stages. I think at first we were adjusting fairly well, and then there was this weird period of time when every day we had new restrictions, and we never really saw the end of it. And that was what's going on. Oh, that's our neighbors in a dinghy. And yeah, we had a few weeks where it was really quite heavy. And you and I went through some stages of grief. Oh my God, am I already going there to the gloomy and dark?
Yeah.
We said we would keep this light.
Well, we can tell you what we're trying to do here. So we have 3 issues. So somebody has just wrote, what are your plans if you get the freedom to sail? So in my mind, we have 3 conditions of where we're going to go because we're trying to get back to Sweden. The first is we have to find a country with their borders that are open. The second is we have to find a place that has space in a yard for our boat. And the third is we have to, just a second. The third is we have to find a place that has an airport available for us to fly out of.
Those places right now are very limited.
It's very limited. So there are some maybe opportunities in Martinique. Here in St. Martin, but there's not a lot of yard space, and flights are a bit difficult here. So currently our only option is Curacao. The border is still closed. They do have flights and they do have yard space, but that might change next week, but there's still some issues with that. So we'll see. The other option, which I'm considering more and more, is to put Sophie on a repatriation flight from here back to France, and then I will sail the boat to the U.S.
And that is because I cannot go to the US at the moment. It's been something that we've openly discussed. I don't have a visa to go to the US. The US has stopped processing visas now, so I can definitely not go to the US at the moment.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, is there any difference in the lockdown on the French side and on the Dutch side? Oh boy.
We could talk for hours about this. I don't know
so
how to
for
say it.
Those of you guys who are not familiar with Saint Martin, there are 2 sides to the island. So 2 very different political systems. If you are from the Netherlands, maybe you know or you don't know that the Dutch side of Saint Martin is not governed by Holland or by the Netherlands directly, but it has its own government. I don't know exactly what are the relations between the Dutch side of Saint Martin and the Netherlands.
Not good.
Really?
It's relations.
Really?
Yeah, they're not very happy with each other.
Oh, well, I don't know about
We don't need to get into that.
This is I have no facts. What I know is that they have their own government. And on the French side, well, we are in France. So the French side is governed directly by the French government. And they act as what we call in France a département. So they have a préfecture, which rules them and can make a few rules. And at the beginning of this lockdown, towards the end of March and beginning of April, they were not really communicating with each other. So one side was making a set of rules, and then the other side was making a set of rules, and then there was this type of escalation. And guys, we are anchored right by the border. So we were living most of our lives on the Dutch side because that's what's closer to us. We are technically signed in the French side, but for us to actually go to the French side, it's almost half an hour in a dinghy. And then one day, the Dutch side decided that 24-hour curfew for 2 weeks. So that means
complete lockdown.
That's like
can't even go out of your house.
Can't do groceries.
So all of a sudden, the French side was really open, even though they weren't, but they were compared to that.
And on the French side, what you need is a form every time that you want to go out of your house. And you can only go out of your house to do essentials. So do the groceries. You can go out to do the laundry. You can go out to the pharmacy, to the doctor. and you can go out 1 hour a day to exercise in a 1 kilometer radius. And for us, it was really complicated because there isn't much in a 1 kilometer radius, and there aren't many places where we can go on land within 1 hour of time. It was a little bit complicated. So we've essentially spent 8 weeks on the boat, guys. So yeah, it's been a little bit chaotic on the island. Is where I wanted to get to. Now on Monday, I think that things are loosening up a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't change a lot for us, but essentially on the French side, we won't need the form anymore, which it's a little bit of a relief. Like every time, it was not much, but when we wanted to go to the groceries, we had to not forget the form. The police was coming around and checking the papers and making sure that we were doing what we were supposed to do. So it's been an exciting 8 weeks.
So a few people have asked some questions to this, but like, so the French islands do have capabilities to haul out, and we could go there, but they're full. So we've been trying to negotiate that this week. There's no space. They're all overbooked. So that's of my 3 criteria that doesn't meet one. I did have to get Sophie off the boat and sail back. I was going to try to single hand, but I just realized that I could actually fly American friends in to St. Thomas.
Oh.
And then we could sail with crew back.
Yeah.
Or whoever wants to fly. So that
it's a bit risky though, because I guess that, it puts people at risk flying down. It's not.
But I don't know how we do this.
Well,
we don't have many options. So.
For now, we've decided that we're going to stay on the boat, try to find a place where we can hole out and hopefully fly out. But yeah, someone asked if we can swim off the boat for exercise. It is forbidden. We cannot do that.
No, that's not true. We can swim today.
There is a bit of confusion.
There's some confusion,
that.
But we think we can swim today. I've been swimming, so I don't really care about that rule.
Well, we were not supposed to swim, and some boats have been fined because they were swimming to clean their hull. So it's been we had to break the rule a couple of times. And what else did we have to clean what else did we have to break the rule for? You had to go swim one day. I don't remember why exactly, but anyways. So for 8 weeks, we were not able to swim off the back of the boat.
Hold on, guys. You see this boat right behind us?
Oh, that's the police.
That's the police.
That is the police, guys.
That's
oh my God,
boat.
We may have some police action
That's the police boat.
as we are filming this.
It's the police boat. They're pulling people over.
Yeah.
All kinds of fun.
So, are they coming to see us?
No.
That would be interesting. Bonjour.
Anyways, I don't know where they're going. They've never been this far because the border's right here, so they don't usually come over here. But they're clearly.
Oh, guys. Okay, so this has been
patrol.
This like people, and we know that we're not doing anything wrong, but every time our heart starts beating a little bit because we're not used to this. We're not used to live somewhere and have the police patrolling around us to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do. And I know that today there's been a lot of dinghies around. Oh well. Anyways, we're not going to get into this. But
anyways,
sorry about that. Little bit of a distraction.
Yeah. So we we did kick around the idea of going back to Europe with the boat, but we nixed that idea really fast because we've spent so much time getting
Salty Dog Rally. Okay, good question. So there is a rally, for those of you who are not familiar, the Salty Dogs, that are currently sailing from trying to get up to the east coast of the US. I think that would be a little late for us to hop on that bandwagon.
It's a bit unstable.
Oh no.
There we go. I think we're back.
We're back.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
So yeah, no, I don't need to do a rally. We can just go back. But and now the hurricane season, so we got to make up our mind quick if we want to do the U.S. thing.
Yeah.
But
it's a bit of a puzzle, this situation. We are super stuck. We've been stuck for 8 weeks. Is there a reason why we want to leave more than the fact that we want to leave, Ryan?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we could wait it out, I guess.
We talked about that, but I think we decided we want a bit of a boat. Oh no, one of the reasons we decided to go was because we don't think the Caribbean sailing the next few months, like 3-4 months, is going to be good. Yeah, like I know people keep hearing they're opening up, but
They're not opening borders.
The borders are closed, or if they are opening, there's a bunch of restrictions, and sailing is going to be the last thing that really gets attention. So we just decided like we need a boat break, and it's just going to be hard to sail here anyways. So let's just go back. And that was our thinking.
Yes, that's one reason. The other reason is because there has never been so many sailboats in the Caribbean at the moment because the Panama Canal was closed for so long. So all the boats that wanted to take the Panama Canal are still in the Caribbean. And I think that a lot of boats who wanted to go up the east coast of the US now don't qualify anymore. So anyways, there's this saying that right now there's never been so many boats in the Caribbean. So the yards are getting really full everywhere. Everybody is pretty much trying to escape. Yeah, that's the current atmosphere in the Caribbean cruising world.
Let's see, to answer a question here.
A flight.
Our insurance does but we can get a rider that's pretty expensive, but we're planning on doing it to leave the boat in the hurricane box, and there's some issues with that, but we can do it.
Yes.
So we're one of the few that have insurance that does give that as an option, so that's good.
Yeah. Mitch said that if you don't mind Pete on board, they will get to the USVI. We want Pete on board. He's probably a little big. Pete is a dog. He's a big Dalmatian, very cute dog. Oh,
Pete's a good dog.
Pete is a good dog. Someone asked provisioning and how we're doing with provision under the lockdown.
That's been pretty easy, actually. I mean, we've been able to get to the grocery store and get food. Actually, the grocery store has been really well stocked here.
Yes.
It's a tourist island, and they planned for that. And so now the tourists are gone, and there's no one to eat the food. So we have a lot of food.
We went to the grocery store every other week. We really cannot complain. Like for us, access to the grocery store, I mean, it was like huge, guys. You had to go outside. You had to wear a mask. Opening hours were reduced. It was quite a stressful thing to do as well because you could feel the atmosphere in the store, and it was stressful and a big project every other week, but we were lucky in the sense that we could go do groceries.
Yeah.
And we can still go do groceries. And now it feels like things are getting a little more relaxed. And I'm looking forward to the day that I can go to the supermarket without having to carry a form with me.
We've actually had stuff sent from pretty much all over the world. Ironically, just before the borders shut and all of the airport closed, my credit card number got stolen, and so they blocked my credit card right as everything was shutting down, and we had to get, and Sophie's credit card was expiring
in April,
so we had to get new credit cards sent from Sweden. That was a giant mess, but we managed to do that. We got parts sent, and
wait, it took a month and a half for us to get the credit cards, and eventually they got on the island, but it took for us a week to locate them and like get our hands on our credit cards. And we were getting to a point where, like, you know, guys, the HBOs, the Netflix, and the Spotify's, and all of the subscription services that we had, they were starting to like really claim for their money. And we're like, oh, credit cards, please come back.
So long and short of it, Curacao is our first choice to go, but we have heard rumors that if we go, we have to do 2 weeks of quarantine, which is fine, but we need to do it in a hotel that we have to pay for, and we've heard that those costs could be upwards of $3,000 or $4,000 euros, €4,000, which we can't afford. So the plan B, if that is actually the case, is to either wait it out, which would stink because we want to get back, or to fly you back on a repatriation flight from here.
Yeah.
And then I would take the boat to the US.
Yeah. And we still don't know, guys. We're really trying hard to figure out a solution to this situation. I think that back in March, we felt safe because we know that we can live on the boat. We are self-sufficient. In April, we were still in that in that optic, that everything was all right. But now May comes and the talks of borders reopening are not going fast at all, and hurricane season is.
Well, they're going. I mean, stuff's happening, but it's just slow.
But hurricane season is it's approaching, and it's approaching faster than Ireland seems to be making decisions. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a little bit stressful.
So the big question for me is, if we go to the U.S., is if any marinas or cities or towns in Florida or places near Norfolk, Virginia are open. So if any of you know that and can take boats, because I know that on the East Coast there's a lot of marinas that are actually closed, and I don't have enough info to know that, but that's something I need to figure out. So if anybody knows, it would be appreciated.
All right, so we're starting to get suggestions for places where we can go. So if we can go to a French territory and haul out, we are in a French territory. We can go to Martinique. We can go to Guadeloupe. The yards are full. There are no spots for us. We cannot haul out. We have been trying many things to get a spot in Martinique. It's they will not take us. Grenada, we can go to Grenada, but then again, we don't have a spot to haul out, and there are no flights from Grenada. We could not go home. So Grenada is a little bit low on the list of places where we would go. Where else? Did someone suggest anything else? The ABC Islands. Yes, so we are looking at Curacao. Curacao is good because they have a weekly flight to Amsterdam. And although we could not fly from Amsterdam to Stockholm, we would have to go Curacao, Amsterdam, Paris. A bit of a rumor going on. There are many rumors going on. There is a rumor going that Curacao is going to start taking applications from boats for them to enter.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
Did you mention the hotel and the cost? How did I miss that?
Yeah.
Where did I disappear for?
We repeated ourselves a few times.
Sorry, guys.
But we what's the other issue? Oh, the other issue is like we could go to Panama, we could go to all these places, but we want to do another season back here in the Caribbean because we missed it. We missed everything this year because it's been shut down. So if we go to Panama, it's extremely difficult for us to get back to the islands because we're going to be sailing into the wind. And same thing with going to Florida. If we go up to Virginia, it's a lot. It's a longer sail, but it's a bit less challenging for me to get the boat back to the islands.
Yes.
So
the only problem is that now, but bad. Frozen.
Question I was trying to answer here was from Panda Pack. Here we go. Keep losing it. What network are we on?
We're on mine.
Okay, Panda Pack. Do you think that Corona will close off the option to live aboard, finance yourself through Patreon? I know others are struggling. So we don't actually finance ourselves through Patreon. It helps with certain things.
Yeah.
But it's not enough for us to live. Although we're very grateful for it. We don't think it's going to impact living aboard per se, but it's going to impact, I think, sailing for the next maybe years. So
we'll see.
Yeah,
it's so hard to say.
But with jobs, like with jobs and things, I think it's and people just financing a life. It can be a challenge. Yeah.
Oh my God, we said that we were going to keep this light. I think that living aboard, it's great. You can absolutely live aboard. We have a lot of friends in Sweden, for example, who just started their own sailing adventure, and they're living aboard and they're cruising, but they're not cruising outside of Sweden. So that may happen is that you're going to need to be on quarantine every time that you enter any country. That could be a reality. It's not something that is even talked about these days, but that's what we are preparing ourselves for. That maybe for a certain period of time, we're going to need to be quarantined when we want to enter a new island.
Well, we hope it doesn't come to that, but
Yeah.
it's not the life we want to live.
Oh.
So we're gonna stop sailing, I think, for a while and wait.
We'll see. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen, Ryan. Don't say that.
No, but I'm not gonna go quarantine in a country for 2 weeks every time we go somewhere. I would rather stop for a while, but that's just me. Anyways, here's okay. So Michael has said that the marina in Oak Harbor in Maryland, Baltimore, is open. That's
Thank
good.
you.
That's good to know, actually.
All right.
That's very helpful.
Well, maybe we can look at those things later. Okay. Now that you guys are a spokesmodel, can Benito US hook you up with him?
I don't think so. I'm not good looking enough.
No, we just don't call Benito every time we have a problem. But that's an idea. That's an idea. Maybe we should. All right. Was there any other?
Yeah, there's one. Have we at the very last end? Have we made a lot of friends in the Anchorage here? Yes, we have. In fact, we know most people in the Anchorage. It's been quite a community. We have happy hour every night at 5. In fact, it's going on right now. We're missing it because we're having happy hour with you all. Wednesday nights trivia night. It's all on the VHF, so we socially distance. And people are generally just really good. We have in the lagoon here, we have a little, we set up a night watch system just to have a little security for all of us. And probably 80% of the boats participate, and it's going really well. I am the head night watchman. I don't know how I got that job.
You created it.
I created it, I guess. So yeah, it's a really good community in here, and we've met just some really great people. There's some younger people.
All right, like there is one thing that you're absolutely failing to mention.
What?
And it's that for weeks we were not hanging out with anybody. We were not seeing anyone.
That's not true. We see our neighbors.
Yeah, we know the people, but we're not physically hanging out. We were like, no, there was like a few weeks where we were living in complete isolation.
I think it's over dramatic, but yes, we weren't visiting people that often. That's true.
You say that because you're an introvert and you lived very well through it. While I was struggling because I had zero human contact.
But I went over to people's boats and sat in the dinghy and talked.
Yeah.
Every day.
There were a few times where this was not, like a few weeks when this was not happening.
Okay, well.
Anyways.
So, what else?
This is going to be a patchy live, guys. Partly because we have little issues with the internet, but also because this time there is nobody to help us with the questions.
Yeah, so we just got to go. So you can answer. We just go back to our old days. How we did this.
Okay, Jim Nichols asked if it's too late. You are not too late. We
too
are
late
just...
for what? For the party? For the workout? Never too late. Let's see here. All right. Oh, okay. Here's one. Here's a couple for me. Am I pleased with my solar setup? I am now, actually. So we've redone the solar setup. We should probably make a video about that. A little bit different than how I had the deck set up before, but I've had months to work on it here. So we redid it, and it's actually pumping out. There's been days with 50 amps at like midday coming through it. So it's pretty good. So that's going well. The water maker is doing excellent. It's gotten us through this whole lockdown. We had one day where we thought we had a clog. That was just recent, and I dove under the boat to see, but we got that all working. And what's the other thing? The alternator. So I have done an alternator upgrade, and we have more power on this boat than we ever could imagine. So we could actually run a power cable over to another boat if they need it. So
yeah, you did that.
That's what I've done in this lockdown. So we have a lot of power on Polar Seal, and it's all doing awesome.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true. We can live like in a house. For the most part, we don't really need to think about how much power we use, which has made this lockdown very comfortable. Because I will say something that nobody buys a boat to spend 100% of their time on it.
Yeah.
It's been, wow, living on your boat 100% of your time, never going out. It is an experience.
What else? Do you have a question?
Yeah, there are a lot actually.
Well, it's time for you to pick one.
Okay, if you could pick, Simon asked, if you could pick one country anywhere in the world to be on a boat for a full 12 months, where would it be? It would have to be a big country.
There's a lot of like islands that you could sail to in like. That's a hard one. Because like the Bahamas are cool, but they got like bad weather part of the year.
I would go to the U.S. because you could go south and then you could go north.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, I would
Or
pick
like,
the U.S.
what about the South Pacific?
But that's not one country.
Well, no.
Oh, you could go
there's
to New Zealand.
There's some countries with like thousands of islands.
Okay,
Like
I don't
Micronesia and things.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I
do that.
don't know this.
Something like that. A country with lots of islands, places to go.
Juliet asks us not to bicker.
Yeah, we're bickering at you, Julian. Let's see what else.
How do you exercise on deck?
Well, very carefully so we don't fall off, and don't fall through the hatches. No, we just work out on the bow, and we have a TRX and some rubber bands and some weights, and Sophie does some online workout thing with Angie, the pain master. And
what are you talking about?
She is.
Now?
She's like pain master.
Okay, no. Here's the thing. In Des Moines, when we go to the US, in Iowa, we work out at this gym that is really great, where we have really nice people that make us sweat a lot. And one of the PTs organized Zoom workouts with a few of the people that usually work out with her. And because it's online, I was able to join. With that being said, it was a huge challenge, mostly because all I have is my little phone to follow the workout from, and internet is really, really bad here, as you are all experiencing right now. And I'm surprised that this is even working that well. We've been meaning to do another live session, I think like a few weeks back, because we're so bored and really missing human contact in any shape or form. But internet was just too awful for us to do anything. I was frustrated because I couldn't even watch a YouTube video.
We did buy a TV.
Are you jumping subject?
No, it's the same thing because you're talking about boredom and stuff. We bought a TV.
Okay.
We bought a new TV. It's a little bigger. Yeah, okay.
Your turn.
How thick is the growth on the hull? So, to answer that question, when we first got in here, we had had the boat in the marina for a while anyways, because we'd gone back to Sweden. And when I moved the boat, it crawled underneath and scraped everything. And like on the prop was a bush like this big that was on the prop. And we got it all cleaned up. Now I have barnacles all on the sunny side, and it's quite a mess. So we're gonna have this weekend's project is to get in the water. And can we not leave this here, please?
Why?
I put my arms here.
Oh, I see.
It's getting in the way. We have like stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, the growth is getting big, and the boat definitely needs new bottom paint. That's a project for another time.
Oh, Sam, thanks for the super chat. Oh.
Thanks, Sam.
It makes my heart a little warm and
it's
fuzzy.
Nice, and it's red too. It's like hearts.
Thank you. We were so hoping that we could go to Florida this year.
We still might. Not with you, though.
But I won't.
Yeah.
Someone asked a really funny question. When Sophie says that she had 0 human contact, does that mean that Ryan is ET?
Could mean.
You become ET after a while. My God, like we could do an entire video about this. Actually, I think we should do a video about it. About how, like, the experience of spending. I mean, now you guys probably know, and a lot of you may have the experience to spend a lot of time with your partner confined in a very small space. But it's definitely had its challenges.
It's a small space,
I would say, and it's a small space, and it's also a stressful time. It's a stressful time for everybody. It's you know that it's been difficult and feel of anxiety, at least for me. And so when you're 2 people in a very small space, we've had days when it was like a bit heavy
You can't get out.
under stressful circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying
like
to figure out what to do, and
not knowing what the future holds or
yeah. Asking about how the power setup is, because that always gets asked. Power setup is good. We can make a full power setup video. That we have created some tech videos, just so everybody knows, but they need to get edited and a bunch of other things. So
yes.
Sophie's daily vlog series took quite a toll on the editing time. So all of that.
It didn't take a toll. It was just a lot of
It was
time.
a lot, yeah. But then there was the question of how many gallons did we use of diesel across the Atlantic. We used, I don't know in gallons because I don't do gallons anymore. But in liters, we used maybe 220 liters, not gallons, 220 liters. That gives you an idea.
So, okay. Oh, this is Panda Pack. Like you previously said, there are worse places to be stuck. Yeah. So we've had a lot of comments like that. A lot of people have said that there would be worse places, and a lot of our friends have told us that they felt we were living lockdown in paradise.
It's not paradise. It's only paradise when you're here and enjoying it.
I'm making a video about paradise. I think I'm actually gonna call it Lockdown in Paradise. But I think that it would maybe be paradise if there was a beach nearby, and if we were actually able to enjoy what's around us. But what's around us is not very nice.
No, but we're making it work. So what do I enjoy eating of Sophie's food in this lockdown, and what will we eat tonight? Which is a great question because we don't know. But yes, Sophie's cookies are excellent. She's actually also making these like chocolate fondue, like little cupcakey things, and they're phenomenal. For my birthday, she made homemade pizza on say crust, and that was just awesome. And then the other thing you started making was this, like with the beef that we got from the wholesaler, she like mixed it in with some teriyaki sauce and rice, and it's my favorite meal that we've had on the boat so far. Well, because we've cut down on like other staples that we used to have, like the lasagnas, and we haven't had any lasagna.
No, it's a
very
bit
little pasta.
It's a bit difficult because it's really hot. Okay, and you maybe. Can you see the sweat on my face? Because I have like droplets of sweat building up everywhere. It's really, really hot and really, really humid. Whew. And yeah, it makes it difficult to have really hot and heavy stuff. Oh, your mom sent us a super chat.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mary. We miss you.
Julian asked, why am I not fat yet? I am actually fat. I'm in the worst shape of my life now. And the big joke in the Anchorage is about how fat I am and how every movement I make upsets all the boats. Perfect balance and harmony.
Oh, the bacon bread. Yes, I have made bacon bread.
Actually, you tried to make, well, you did make successfully sourdough bread. Sophie started like a sourdough experiment.
No.
It worked for a while, and then it got a bit out of control. And so you forgot about the starter in the V-berth, and it smelled like vomit.
It was really bad. It was so bad. When I tried to make sourdough at the beginning, I went through two phases with the lockdown and the food. The first phase was, I've got this, we're going to do it great, we're going to make it comfortable for you, and for you, for us. Oh, we need to shut off Facebook. Sorry, guys. And I was really motivated. So I was making bread. I was like, I'm going to make sourdough bread. And it was not working very well for me. And eventually I forgot my starter, and it molded, and it was bad. I also went through a phase where the starter grew out of its container and invaded the shelf onto which it was placed. It was quite bad.
Not good. So okay, we got a super chat techie question from Darren. I really should do tech lives because we jump from like bacon bread to BMSs. But it's okay. Tech question. Does our Beneteau have a negative shut-off switch? It does. Well, actually, it did. I've removed it. It did, yes. And does the BMS connect before or after the switch? The BMS is a thing inside the batteries, for all of you that don't know, that makes sure the batteries are safe. My BMS is actually inside the batteries, so they're inside each one. So it would be connected, well, I guess, whatever side of the switch it's on, but it's not on the side of the switch because it's connected to a bus bar now. So I can't remember how it was before. I hope that answers your question, but we can discuss on the live chat.
I have no idea what you just said.
I removed the switch. It's the one I sold.
Someone asked us, we only saw you dancing on the dock in Martinique if we had some fun times in between arriving in the Caribbean and the lockdown. We did. Absolutely.
We don't.
We
feel that way. Yeah.
We arrived in Martinique and we were for a couple of weeks, and those were the weeks where we were just sleeping and recovering from crossing the Atlantic.
We had like a weekend that Anse
d'Arlet.
Yeah, that place. And that was quite nice.
A beautiful little
nice
place,
spot,
a beautiful little spot in Martinique. I will absolutely make videos about all those places. After that we went to Guadeloupe, but you had to fly out because you were working.
Yep.
And then you came back. We had a couple of really nice weeks in this small little archipelago south of Guadeloupe, which was lovely. And then we spent a week with your parents.
I went back to the archipelago. No,
after the week with your parents, that's when
it all started.
That's when,
A week later we were here.
A week later we were here. We spent a couple of weeks in Stockholm, and then we got back, and that was it. That's and we haven't moved.
We have essentially only been in the French islands except for 24 hours in Antigua. We have seen nothing of anything else.
Thanks for the super chat, Ivo. That's awesome.
And there's a question: do we wish we had a catamaran right now? The answer is yes.
Right now, what we're missing more than anything is space. Like, I think that's what we've missed the most in this lockdown.
A catamaran really would be quite nice, not just like for now, but like for sailing in the Caribbean. But we just can't. They're so bloody expensive.
We just can't afford them. We can't afford to change. But with that said, you've made the boat so comfortable, and every day when we woke up during this lockdown, I felt so grateful that you had made the boat so comfortable, because that is one thing that could have made it so much worse for us. We have friends that don't have a water maker, and the only place you cannot take your boat to go to a dock and fill the tanks and pump out your black water tank, which we'll probably talk about later. You can't do that. So if you don't have a water maker, your only option is to take the dinghy, go to a place that is quite remote, and fill jerry cans. So for a lot of people with no water maker, those last 8 weeks have been really difficult, because rationing water is not something that is fun to do when you're on anchor. When you're on a passage, I feel that it's okay, because you know that it's only for a limited period of time. But during this lockdown, there was a point where we didn't see the end of it, and you had to just ration water. So I felt very lucky that you made the boat so comfortable.
Thank you. It is pretty comfy.
Yes, it's great. All right, it's your turn.
My turn. Now that you've... Oh, no, hold on a second. Where do I operate this device from?
Oh, Ryan, you didn't look for the question.
I know, sorry.
That's your job.
I was listening to you, your lovely voice.
The world needs a Sophie cookbook. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it right now. I really wanted to get my little Atlantic cookbook earlier out, but I didn't realize how complicated it would be to put a good recipes in writing, because I most of the time wing them. Wing it. Yeah. And wing it. So I will put all of the recipes that I've cooked during the Atlantic crossing, and I'll put them into categories like food to make when you really don't want to be cooking food, and all of the bread that I made, but I'm still working on them.
Okay, question from...
Happy you guys could join.
Do I miss flying? I miss flying like recreationally. No, not really. You don't really like the spear guns. I don't mind them. But
No.
we made the decision when we arrived in the Caribbean not to eat the fish. We've talked about this a little bit before. We've just decided that like the ciguatera risk is just too high. So we and ciguatera is a bacteria that's found in a lot of reef fish in the Caribbean, and it can really mess you up. So we've just decided not to take that risk. So no spearfishing, no fishing really in general.
And we don't eat fish at the restaurants either, just because I don't know if you know about ciguatera, but it really is something that you don't want to get. It sounds awful. Skål.
The internet's bad.
Yeah, I think. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that we're gonna keep the chat tonight at 1 hour.
Long tonight.
I think that we're gonna keep the chat tonight at 1 hour, and it's not because we don't have fun hanging out with you. I think it's because internet just really isn't working, which I'm really sad about. It is one thing during this lockdown that I've had a really hard time with, and it's that we just didn't have internet. So I had a really hard time with. I mean, everything that I do is internet based.
Hold on.
Now it's getting difficult with the.
No.
We don't have Lego on board, and we can't really order anything. But
I like Lego a lot, but I don't like to have Lego on board because I'm always afraid their pieces. It's not afraid; it's what's going to happen. The pieces are going to get stuck. So, or in the bilge.
Mm-hmm. Heidi and Franny ask if you could publish a checklist for boats.
Yeah, we've talked about making those actually with 59 North. So that's probably coming, but it's just like we have a million ideas.
Yeah, and how about your book? What's going on with your risk management book?
Not a lot, because there's plenty of things going on.
Hi, Joe. If we have a Wi-Fi booster, yes, we do. We also have a 4G extender.
Like a powered extender, powered booster.
But even that doesn't do much in this situation. Here is the reality. In this lockdown, everybody wants to watch Netflix. And I don't think that the island's infrastructure can support everybody using internet at the same time. So the only time that Ryan and I have been able to work were from 6 a.m. when we usually wake up to 11 a.m. and then anytime from 11 p.m. at night. So yeah, essentially at night can use internet.
It's a pretty painful process. So I'm actually surprised, even though some of you may be frustrated with this.
We are frustrated with this.
That this is actually working as well as it is, because
Yeah.
it's working fairly well. You did a video chat call for like 3 hours today.
Yeah, but FaceTime works pretty okay, actually. Yeah. Like FaceTime doesn't use a lot of bandwidth. So it's been all right.
Yeah.
But like video and YouTube and uploading videos sometimes took me 5 days at most.
Yeah, it took you a long time.
We can feel now that the atmosphere on the island is relaxing a little bit because internet is slightly better.
Mm-hmm.
But well, obviously it's still not good enough.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Should we wrap up? As much as I hate wrapping up after only
we like
to
do these for a long time, but I think the internet's killing everybody tonight. We want you to go into the weekend with a good mood.
I'm so sorry, guys. I feel really bad. I really wanted this to work, but we tried. There was a part of us that knew that potentially this was not going to work, and yeah, we don't really have much of an alternative. But it's been really good to hang out with all of you. Thanks, David, for the super chats. Oh my God. Oh yeah, you were amazing.
That's great. No, it's been great. And so when we get back to a land where we actually have some stable internet, we will do. Well, we talked about doing some techie ones, which I would really like to do, but I don't want to do them unless we actually have good internet.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Yeah. So then we'll do that. We'll hang out.
Yeah, in terms of the videos, so I have obviously some footage from the time we spent between landing in Martinique and the start of the lockdown, but there is okay, I'm gonna tell you something. It's actually been a little bit difficult for me to look back at all that footage from all the very fun times that we've had cruising in the Caribbean, because this has been difficult. And it feels like more important to, I don't know, connect and share our experiences right now. And also we like to keep things real. So it felt important for me to make a video about the lockdown and the reality of lockdown in paradise, so to say. So that's the video that is coming this weekend for patrons and on Tuesday for all of you. And after that, I think that we're just going to do a little more real time about how we're dealing with hurricane season, what our plans are, because this is a big unknown and this is a big adventure.
Well, we really only had like 6 weeks of actual sailing from in the last 4 or 5 months. So that hurts the content a little bit, but we have some techie stuff and some other things we're going to do. So might have to work with us a little bit on that one, but we still have.
Yeah. So anyways, I think that for the coming weeks, we're going to focus. I think that for the coming weeks, we're going on for us at the same time, and hopefully internet is a little bit better. And it just breaks my heart to end this live this way because internet is bad. But I'm so happy that we had the opportunity to connect. And yeah. Should we? It just really breaks my heart.
Wow.
Should we show the? I mean, there's not even a sunset to show because it's too early.
It's a little too early. And it's a little hazy. We have Saharan dust flying over the top of us right now. So we have Saharan dust flying over the top of us right now. So it's hazy and early.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that we have to end the live because the internet is bad. Oh. Anyways, we have you so much for chat. You guys are
it's great. Guys.
You guys are incredible.
Thanks.
It's just so nice to have you around. And we'll
take a weekend.
We'll take a photo of the sunset for you and we'll share it on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will catch you very soon. I'll stay in the chat for a little bit.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Doo-doo-doo. End the stream.
End the stream.
End the stream. Bye-bye. Internet is so bad that it doesn't even want to end the stream. Oh,
there.
Yes, you can do this.